So this is a war of ideas. I think everyone wants what's best for the community, and I really think the whole landlord versus tenant argument is kind of weak and outdated. Like the way I look at it is, I want what's best for the community. I want a good market centric policy, let's say. And so if you look at all the areas with the highest rent control and the highest tenant legislation, let's say protections, they're always the highest rents, highest property values. And isn't that interesting? So there's this podcast called the All In Podcast, has some four billionaires. They chop it up. They had this event, and this really smart venture capitalist guy, I forget his name, but he showed this chart of all the industries that are the most highly regulated, hockey stick as far as prices. So healthcare, real estate, pharmaceuticals, education. There's a direct correlation between regulation and price. And it was interesting because if you remember when Zuckerberg, I think he was back in front of Congress recently, but even the time before, when he's saying, hey, we need regulation, I'm like, oh, well, maybe this guy is actually a decent guy. That's good. No, they want regulation so that they can corner the market and make it very difficult for people to get into what they're doing. And so I started to think, is this what's going on with housing? Like whenever they pass new legislation, the people that are up in arms are mom and pa's. And I'm always like, where are the developers? Like the developers, the builders, like they're always silent. I work with some of them and sometimes they don't even know what's happening. It's almost like they're disinterested. Is there like a conspiracy, let's say? I mean, I don't know if this is true, but to get less mom and pa's to invest so that there's more developer money. I don't understand, because there's plenty of tenant protections in my view. I haven't come across any very unscrupulous landlord in a long time that, needs to be taken out or whatever. And so I think ultimately what I tell owners is this is going to work out in your favor. It's going to work out where property values go up, rents go up because there's less, supply. And just look at these other places in America that have more strict rent control as an example. And honestly, it's good for me to have tenant restrictions and tenant protections. It's good for my business. The more complex it is, people are coming to us where they used to rent it themselves. And but I don't want a selfish, thing that's going to just uphold me. I want what's best for the community. And so that's why I think a lot of these regulations are misguided, and I get people's frustration.